Share 27. Trust me to crash right there. Speaking of cars, in my last few months of drinking, before getting sober, I had a drunk driving conviction. I had previously been drinking on board a boat docked at the yacht club with some friends of my father's. I didn't even know them. They just invited me on board for a few drinks, and I'd been drinking all day anyway, so it wasn't a very good idea. The name of the boat was Trust Me. Trust me. Anyway, within an hour I was behind the wheel of my bright red Pontiac Fiero, flying down a hill, which had a sharp turn at the bottom of it. I hit the brakes to slow down for the curve, fishtailed, went into a skid, and catapulted backwards, landing in bushes by a house across the street. I didn't hurt anybody, or myself, but a witness said that a moment after my crash, a little car came from the other direction with a man and his wife in the front and their child in the back seat. It was really just good timing that I didn't crash into them. I managed to get out of the car, and then I walked up to the kitchen door of the house, knocking on it, asking to borrow their yellow pages to call a tow truck, thinking I could somehow make all this disappear, as if it hadn't happened. As I was flipping through the T's in the yellow pages, the police arrived. They just cuffed me and took me to jail. They didn't even ask me any questions. It was a Saturday night, about 5 p.m. in August, and I had on my leather pants, and the sun hadn't even gone down yet, and I was in jail already. 13 years later, my sponsor, of all people, was living in that very same house, although he hadn't been the owner of it at the time of the crash. But every time I went to see my sponsor, I had to look at those bushes, and I'd have to knock on that very same door to see my sponsor. That was one of the only 2 minor car accidents I ever had. The other was when I bounced off a guardrail on a curve of a hill while I was eating fried chicken, probably